Hi, today by Exposed to, we're gonna listen to an extreme nice book from Neale Donald Walsch, and I have great benefits from it. Listening to it, they are all for free on YouTube available. They are long books and are like 8 hours long or something, and they are super to listen to when falling asleep and stuff. I just want to introduce you to them this week and post a lot of clips and a lot of pieces that I think helped me a lot and I thought were
Back to the
interesting.
time when your society reorganized itself. That is when men became the dominant species and then decided it was inappropriate to display emotions, or in some cases, to even have them.
What do you mean when society reorganized itself?
You know,
What are we
many
talking
of
about
you
here?
will be triggered really fast by this, but this is really a great book about how you can succeed in life and how you can become happier and stronger and how you can
In an
understand
earlier
things.
part of your history, you lived on this planet in a matriarchal society. Then there was a shift, and the patriarchy emerged. When you made that shift, you moved away from expressing your emotions. You labeled it weak to do so. It was during this period that males also invented the
Clear
devil.
knowledge of great philosophers. Sometimes you have to have a little bit of patience and not be triggered directly and listen a
And the
little bit
masculine
longer.
god.
Males invented the devil?
Yes. Satan was essentially a male invention. Ultimately, all of society went along with it, but the turning away from emotions and the invention of an evil one was all part of a male rebellion against the matriarchy, a period during which women ruled over everything from their emotions. They held all governmental posts, all religious positions of power, all places of influence in commerce, science, academia, healing.
Well, what power did men have?
None. Men had to justify their existence, for they had very little importance beyond their ability to fertilize female eggs and move heavy objects. They were very much like worker ants and bees. They did the heavy physical labor and made sure that children were produced and protected. It took men hundreds of years to find and to create a larger place for themselves in the fabric of their society. Centuries passed before males were even allowed to participate in their clan's affairs, to have a voice or a vote in community decisions. They weren't considered by women to be intelligent enough to understand such matters.
Boy, it's difficult to imagine that any society would actually prohibit one whole class of people from even voting, based simply on gender.
I like your sense of humor about this, I really do. Shall we go on?
Please.
Centuries more passed before they could think of actually holding the positions of leadership for which they finally had the chance to vote. Other posts of influence and power within their culture were similarly denied them.
When males finally obtained positions of authority within society, when they at last rose above their former place as baby makers and virtual physical slaves, it's to their credit that they did not ever turn the tables on women, but have always accorded females the respect, power, and influence that all humans deserve regardless of gender.
There's that humor again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I have the wrong planet?
Let's get back to our narrative. But before we go on about the invention of the devil, let us talk a bit about power. Because this, of course, is what the invention of Satan was all about.
You're going to make the point now that men have all the power in today's society, right? Well, let me just jump ahead of you and tell you why I think this happened. You said that in the matriarchal period, men were very much like worker bees serving the queen bee. You said they did the difficult physical work and made sure that children were produced and protected. And I felt like saying, so what's changed? What do they do now? That's what they do. And I'll bet that many men would probably say that not a great deal has changed, except that men have extracted a price for maintaining their thankless role. They do have more power.
Actually, most of the power.
Okay, most of the power. But the irony I see here is that both genders think that they're handling the thankless tasks while the other is having all the fun. Men resent women who are attempting to take back some of their power because men say they'll be damned if they'll do all that they have to do for the culture and not at least have the power it takes to do it. And women resent men keeping all the power, saying they'll be damned if they'll continue doing for the culture what they do and still remain powerless.
You've analyzed it correctly. And both men and women are damned to repeat their own mistakes in an endless cycle of self-inflicted misery until one side or the other gets that life is not about power, but about strength, and until both see that it's not about separation, but unity. For it is in the unity that inner strength exists, and in the separation that it dissipates, leaving one feeling weak and powerless, and hence struggling for power. I tell you this, heal the rift between you, end the illusion of separation, and you shall be delivered back to the source of your inner strength. That is where you will find true power. The power to do anything, the power to be anything, the power to have anything. For the power to create is derived from the inner strength that is produced through unity. This is true of the relationship between you and your God, just as it is remarkably true of the relationship between you and your fellow humans. Stop thinking of yourself as separate, and all the true power that comes from the inner strength of unity is yours as a worldwide society.
I hope
And
you're
as
not too shocked, and I hope you enjoyed listening. I hope you find his books on YouTube and you're gonna listen to them. And I hope the world will be a greater place. Subscribe and I like, and I see you in the next video. Bye.